Hello again, everybody. Harry Boxer, the technical trader at thetechtrader.com. It's August the 15th. That's Tuesday. These are the charts of the day. Well, the indices themselves had an up and down, back and forth kind of a consolidation day and finished near flat. So a non-event, so to speak, and maybe a good consolidation day. We'll see. The stocks that you're going to see both the long and short today are of interest. I think you'll find them to be so. Starting with Calumet Specialty Products, which Andre was all over this morning. You can see the stock popped. This was key because there's a gap in here, way up here, back in like April, May, June area of last year, where it came down and got crushed from the 12, 13 range, eventually getting down to about 3 and change. Then this long base is developed, and you can see that this resistance level, which popped out right there and then tested it a few times, consolidated, was broken out yesterday, and today a nice follow-through day. It did get up to 690 before settling back to 655, nevertheless was up 9% and it traded a couple million shares, or 1.6 million, which is the biggest volume we've seen in this stock in since last June. So for me, this is a potential breakout day. There is going to be some resistance up around 7.5, but my targets are 7.5 and 10 going forward. And let's see if we can get maybe a pullback, a couple of days of consolidation to get us a better setup for maybe even a swing trade. China cord blood. Boy, has this been rocketing since the March period when it was trading around 5. It's now almost 13. So it's gone up about 130%, and it's really looking solid in here. Today, it broke out of this little consolidation range by popping another 62 cents or 5%, and about 500,000 shares plus traded. I think there's more to go. The long-term chart shows this, and you can see this is all-time high territory, so perhaps we're going to see this in mid-teens before too long. CORT, one of our swing trades, doing very well in here. You can see that the falling wedge broke today with a pop. If we can get this to 1526, we should extend towards 16.5 and then 18. 10.6 days to cover on it. And just to repeat, this is a swing trade from just August the 3rd, a couple weeks ago, not even that, at 13.95 with targets of 16 and 18. So I'll leave those targets in for now. Probably closer to 19 though. EXTR also had a really nice day today as a breakaway gap. Look, yesterday's a breakout day. Today's a breakaway gap day. And you can see that the $11 range is resistance. We get through that. And this one could be quite interesting into the mid-teens, maybe 14 or 15. HIIQ swing trades doing well also. And you can see that ever since we first put it out to you in June, on June the 16th at 2270, it's acted very, very well. That's June the 16th, right about there when it broke out. Right there. And then consolidated, pop, pull back and test it. It's been moving nicely. You can see it's now up about 11, 12 points. And my current targets on it are 35 and 38. So we're almost at 35. If you're looking at the long-term channel, I believe this is a $45, $50 stock or more, and it's 4.86 days to cover. Hertz is really moving it. The last 6, 7 days has been fantastic. Look at this rising channel. It's a strong one. Now, there is some resistance up here, but I think the stock has the guns to get to maybe 25-ish. We shall see, but it's looking pretty good here. ImmunoGen, another swing trade I gave you on May 16th at 488. The current targets were 6, 6 3/4, 7, and 8 3/4, 9. Well, we made it up to 2 of those targets and pulled down. So right now I'm looking for 6 3/4, 7. That would be there. We get to that 8 and then 9.5. I may have to adjust those targets, but I like this chart a lot. A 3-wave corrective and a double bottom, and up we go again. 5.3 days to cover on that one. How about Kite, one of the strongest stocks out there? I originally gave you Kite twice this year, in February and April, at 66 and 81, and here we are at 126. So it's more than doubled from the first trade. My current targets are, no, looks like they need to be updated. Yeah. I have 110, but I believe that's obviously no longer good. I'm looking for 135, 132 first tomorrow, then 135.40. Eventually it could be 155.60. 9.2 days to cover on that one. Little Kopin is looking a lot better. The last 4 of the last 6 days, really good volume on the upside. All we need now is to get this puppy through 420 is going to do it for me. And then 450, 5, 5 1/4, and eventually I think we're going to see the stock get up in that 6 range. That's my target. 13.23 days to cover on Kopin. MDXG with a nice pop broke out of this couple month long consolidation phase. At this point, I'm looking for 19, and eventually 22 and 24 are probables. 23 days to cover. I think the shorts are on the run. Now, MDXG was given to you twice this year. Last year, November 16th to 980, and then April the 13th at 1063. To say the least, both targets have been met at the 11.5, 3/4, and 13 range. I then raised it secondarily to 17.5 and 19. So my near-term targets are 17.5 and 19. We may get to 17.5 tomorrow the way this looks, especially with that short position. MYOK, well, it's just powerful. And although I didn't give you a swing on it per se, I was thinking about it on the pullback, didn't do it. It's gone from 33 to 41 in the last 3 days, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this in the high 40s to low 50s. Strong momentum. 4 days to cover short. OTIC. I love the base pattern. Take a look at this 1.5 year long base. Now, this is a stock that at one point traded in the 43, 44 zone. Should we get above here, and I think that may happen shortly because today we're up to 25 or 13% with 10.5 days to cover. This could spike and gap tomorrow. I'm looking for 25 and 31. I do not have a current swing trade on this one. That may happen tomorrow. Supernus, that's one of my old babies from last year. Twice, first in December at 23 and change, then in March at 28 and change. My targets have all been met. Last target was 42. I need to up that. We can get through here. I'm looking for 51.2, eventually 60, 7.5 days to cover. Beautiful chart. One of my favorites. And Wynn, what a nice day today. It gapped a little bit yesterday, but didn't gap through. Today gapped through the declining tops line moving averages and ran up near the highs for the day, closed up 821 or 6.4% on a whopping 5 million. That's a big line for that stock. Let's look for a quick test of this. Double top near 139 and change. We get to 140. I think the stock's destined for high 140s and then low to mid 50s. A quick switch over to box of shorts. There's a lot of them to cover today, folks, so bear with me. Advanced Auto Parts. Oh my God. We first spotted this one when we talked about AZO. This was in May when it was trading at 135. Today, the low is 82. It's dropped 50 some odd points. But this spike down, selling climax of 20 million shares near the bottom of the channel support would get me to cover it. CMI. It looks like a top in place. The channel's been broken. It snapped back to resistance, unable to get to it. Right now, if this breaks 154, we're headed to 150, 144, and maybe a lot lower than that. But you can see that the channel's been broken. Breakaway gap, retest failed at resistance, and now we're rolling over. Something to keep an eye on. Big sporting goods got whacked today for 804 at 23%. Now, originally we spotted this one when it broke down through the trend line and then snapped back to it there, forming a bear flag, then rolled over. You can see that it continued to stair step lower, never even getting a rising pattern at all, and got along the bottom of the channel and then spiked down today. Now, I don't know if this is able to recover, but there is some, immediately, and we may see 24.5 before we get a bounce, but I would cover it if not today, or I would have covered it today if not tomorrow morning or at some point. Genesco, another retailer, just falling apart. Here's your long-term chart. Massive top which took years to develop. There's a breakdown. Another case of the stock, once it broke, is in a falling channel, unable to rally much. And then today, losing another $1.70 or 6%. Where's my bottom on this? It's a hard one. Probably 25. It may get down as low as 22. I'll look at those two targets coming up next. But it's long in the tooth to the downside, having dropped from the 80s to the 20s. Gentex, well, this one, ever since it head and shouldered, broke down a bear flag, we were talking about it. I don't think we put a swing on it. No, we did not. But you can see why I'd be bearish on it. Bear flag, bear wedge, another one, and today dropping yet another 2.2%. And it may not be done yet. You can see if that's a bear flag. We could see 16, 14, or more. Hibbett is also getting whacked along with Dix, and this has already dropped from the mid-40s down 11. I'm not sure how much further it's got, but you can see there is apparently no bottom in this stock. Now there is long-term resistance support at the low from '08, that's 9 years ago. Perhaps that's an area where you want to consider taking some off the table around the 10, 10 and a half range. Or covering it. LB, another retailer, and all year it's been ugly. Bear flag, mini bear flag, rising wedge, mini wedge, larger wedge, bear flag, and down goes Frazier. Here's your long-term chart. It's not pretty. The support range is just beneath here, but I'm thinking this is going to at some point make a run at the probably 28, first 32 and then 28 zone. Lynette broke a key support range this week. There's some minor support at about 13 and a half, but my real target's around 9. MYRG, MYR Group. The Baker Way was there, that bear wedge was there. I said when this breaks it's going to break hard. It sure did, dropping from 32 down to 24. But I think it's got more to go, 22 and a half and eventually 18 and a half. Some of the oil stocks still look ugly. Parsley Energy is no exception. It broke the head and shoulder type top here, formed a large consolidation of a bearish nature, never got back above. Broke down, bear flag, broke down, bear wedge, and today broke down again. Looking for 21 and 19. Signet. Well, as you know, I've been negative on Signet for a long time, since it broke support here and snapped back, rolled over, wedged, large rising flag of sorts or channel, and then the rollover, little wedge, snap back sharply. Looks like it broke support today and is headed lower. I would not be shocked to see this make a run in the low to mid 40s, maybe even mid 30s eventually. Some of the REITs, and particularly real estate REITs, are in trouble. Tanger, which is a factory outlet real estate type REIT. You can see the large topping pattern, the breakdown, the big bear flag, and today dropping another a little less than 2%, but I'm looking at 23 and 19 eventually. Another one in that group is Taubman Centers, which also broke. It's been in a steady downtrend. It's at the bottom of the channel, but it very well might accelerate lower. You get down around 49.50, if not worse. Another oil stock in the negative oil group is Targa Resources. We loved Targa when it broke out here after the double bottom and wedge, but now that's rolled over from the wedge, another rising wedge. It's beginning to roll over again. Looks to me like we're going to see 40, 36, maybe more. Tetra Tech. This one had a nasty little drop, and right now it's formed a bear wedge. See it? That doesn't look good. 39 and let's say 36.7 range are my immediate targets. Longer term, if it continues to fall, we can see 30 or less. Under Armour, well, not a good looking chart, is it? Here's a longer term chart. There's a massive breakdown there, breakaway gap there, a long consolidation. It's about to break, or already has. It dropped about 49 cents today. But if it takes out the 17-18 zone, we could see this at 11 or 12. Another one's Urban Outfitters, breaking that bear flag. And in a steady downtrend, looks to me like a fait accompli for this to get down to 13, 13 and a half. And finally, Veritiv, which had such a hard hit that I said cover your shorts because it's near the bottom of the channel, right there. Has already had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the fifth being a big smack down. Now it is forming another bear flag, and it may not be done. If we're looking for more downside, and this is a triple bottom here, then it's going to get whacked into the low to mid 20s. For now, 28 and a half and bear flagging. Not a good look to it. That's it for tonight, everybody. Have a great evening, and let's make some money tomorrow. Fasten your seatbelts.